Hey everyone, my name is Sabrina and this is Aaron. This is our first episode of our podcast where the goal is to
stay blessed and speak easy. We want to have conversation about things that weren't so easy to talk about when we were growing up.
Like breaking generational curses, learning to laugh at ourselves, and, building a better connection with God.
Today, we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves, introduce ourselves, and why we started this podcast journey. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Sabrina. Why are you here?
What's up, guys? Again, I'm Sabrina. I started this podcast with Aaron, and she'll go a little bit into why she even started it. But I think it's imperative that we have conversations about things we weren't allowed to have conversations about, learn to laugh about the things that we've gone through and grow. And yeah, just have fun and do what's best. Aaron, this was your baby, so you tell them about that a little bit.
Speaking of laughter, I'm just going to say in advance, there will be some moments where I'm laughing at myself. I'm not used to this mic, okay? We are testing this out for the first time during the first episode. We'll just go with the flow. Mm-hmm. Years ago, well, first of all, I'm Aaron. Let's start there. I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut. I was encouraged to start a podcast years ago when just a lot of people listening to different statuses or things that I would say on Facebook, and they're like, you should make a Twitter, you should start a podcast, like you have things that are worth hearing. And I'm like, little old me. One day my cousin approached me about starting a podcast with him, and we did one episode, but then due to unforeseen tragic circumstances, that cousin passed away, and I just shelved podcasting in the corner with my grief for three years now.
And 3 years?
It's been 3 years.
Oh,
it's been 3 years.
Okay.
Now I'm saying a lot. Now
it's fine. It's the filler.
Yeah, it's the first one. Now I am trying to grow, elevate myself, come out of our comfort zone, and stick to the things that I say I want to do. I've been said I wanted to start a podcast, and I'm just going to go for it. So thank you for tuning in. You can rock with us. Why I say thank you for tuning in?
Because they tuned in. And we're thankful for that.
Thank you for being here and listening to us. You didn't tell us anything about who you were. You didn't say.
I really didn't. I skated through that. I really did. I tried to just skate through it. You caught me.
No skating. No skating.
I am from Queens, New York. We are currently actually both in Newark, New Jersey. Our story of how we got here is very interesting. Our story of how we got here to Jersey and how we got here to us is a very interesting story, which is something that we will talk about. Not now, but as we get further into life and podcasting. I wanted to do the podcast because I have a very, very big passion on trying to break generational curses. I feel like Aaron and I were both born to break the generational curses, which is why we've had some hard times growing up. But I think that just is all a part of life and learning and just figuring out this crazy world that we live in. I wanted to do podcasting mainly because I have a few people that told me that I had a nice voice, and I thought that was kind of cool. I don't like my voice when it's recorded, so but I really feel like we've had conversations in the past where it's just been us vibing to music in the background. It's just this would have been nice for a podcast. Could have chilled and done this.
Yes.
So we have now decided that we are going to do it. One of our really good friends, I'm not going to name her just yet because she will be on the show in the future, but she's also been kind of pushing us to do this. So this is where we are. This is what we're doing. And I got a question for you.
What's your question?
How are you feeling today?
Ooh, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I've been planning to do this for weeks now. I've been saying I want to drop an episode the first of every month, and September 1st came quick. I'm sitting here like, oh shoot, I'm not ready. procrastinator, big procrastinator over here. I like to do things. I don't like to, but I tend to do things at the very last minute. I can execute well under pressure. However, I said I was going to do it by the first. It's the first. I have to go to work soon. And what am I doing right before I have to leave? Making this video. Old habits are hard to break. I am trying, but I'm nervous about that. Other than that, I'm feeling okay. I just ate. Shout outs to food.
Love it.
Love food.
She does, not me.
We will definitely be having episodes regarding food. I like to eat. So we can do like a little cook and talk or something. I don't know.
I like
one day we can do something like that.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I want to say okay, but we're not allowed to say that. Mainly because you can always say you're okay. I'm feeling better than I was yesterday. Yesterday was a day. My doctor took me off from work for 2 weeks because of mental health reasons. I do struggle a lot with mental health, and that's something that we will also talk about because this doesn't look like what I suffer from, but it's there. So, I do want to talk about something though.
What would you like?
We did mention in the beginning that we wanted to talk a little bit more about building a better connection with God. And I kind of want to ask you who you think you are in the Bible, because I know people say you are, but who do you think you are? And just to help you out, because I know I'm putting you on the spot.
You really are. I don't even know who I am.
I could go first.
I'm not going to have an answer.
You already know the answer, but it's fine.
I'm going to say, look, y'all, they're telling me.
I feel like I am a little bit of, what's his name? Dude with the fish. Jonah. I feel like I can be a little bit about Jonah.
The whale?
It's a big fish. It says big fish.
The whale. Go ahead. Jonah.
Find it. Anyway.
Bloopers.
We're gonna have a lot of bloopers. I don't really want to edit things because I kind of want us to know that excuse me, hold on. My cat is being crazy down here trying to impale herself with the thumbtack. Yeah, so I feel like I am Jonah. The book of Jonah. Literally, the book of Jonah. We're still learning the Bible.
I'm still getting into the Bible.
Do not even judge us. We'll get better. This is really just day one of us getting our lives together.
Witness the progression eventually.
I like that.
Because we are going to speak easier. It's just right now.
Right now it's going to be a little difficult. It's fine. At this moment, we're staying blessed. We are saved, but not 100% yet because God still got us.
Still have hope.
But, so I feel like I'm maybe Jonah, where God has given me things to do and say, and it's telling me like where I need to be going, what I should be doing, how I should be doing it, and I'm kind of just like, I don't really want to, like I don't really know what's about to happen. It's a little bit of it's a little bit of Jonah. It's also a little bit of dang, I forgot my man's name, man. I think it was Gideon. Yes, it's my man Gideon. Because I'm also the type of person where if God says you need to jump, I'm going to be like, well, I need you to show me what you can do first before I jump, rather than just saying yes. Because God really asked Gideon to go and fight a battle for him. Little old Gideon from little old town that he was in. And Gideon was just like, you got to prove yourself. Right? Like, let the rain fall, but don't let this mat be wet. And then, like, let this mat be wet, but don't let there be no water around it. And it's just like, why do we keep asking God to prove himself to us when he does it every day? Like, us waking up in the morning is already a proof. But I feel like I'm a little bit of both, where I say no, and then I get upset when I find myself in ditches and in fish. But I also want God to give me answers. But then I'm just like, you got to prove that you are who you are when we already know who he is. So You tell me a little bit about who you think you are, and I'm gonna find this verse so we know that it doesn't really say whale. It also just says big fish, which can be interpreted
So
as
you
a
wanted
whale.
to prove your point because I said whale.
Yeah, because it
and
doesn't
you
say
wanted to
whale.
say fish. Jonah and the whale, but that's beside the point. I have been told. I have been. No, let me start with who I want to be. The phone started dying. Well, here we are. Hopefully, we finish this video before it's dead.
Hopefully.
Who I aspire to be, or one of the people I aspire to be like, is Noah, because God told Noah to build an ark, and homie ain't have no questions. He just started. He was just like, all right, I'm gonna build this. Okay, it needs to be how long? Not even. He asked no questions. He just did it. God told him how long it needed to be, and he just said, okay. There was no complaining. There was no hesitation. There was no rejection of the instruction.
You think you're...
I said that's the goal of who
your
I
goal.
want to be.
I was about to be like, I know you be challenging guys.
You're not even listening.
I'm sorry. I was looking for the big fish in the story of Jonah, but continue.
Who I actually am more like right now, so I've been told, is Moses. Mm-hmm. Okay? Moses. God, I don't even know the whole story. I need to read it again. Stop.
Do you want me to tell you?
Stop. No.
Okay.
No. We can't speak easy if we don't push through it. This is what we're gonna do. Mm-hmm. God instructed Moses to go to Egypt to let his people go, and my man had mad excuses as to why he shouldn't be the person to have such big responsibility and such a big assignment. Like, who am I? I'm just a little wherever he was. I'm just me. I stutter. They ain't gonna listen to me. They don't. Who am I? And that's how I be feeling sometimes. Even when people ask me to make a podcast, I'm like, me? Who? Y'all want to listen to me? Like, y'all pay attention to what I say? Little old me? But it's really changing the perspective. I want to change my perspective so where I'm more obedient, like Noah, instead of giving excuses, because I can give excuses. I gave you a bunch of excuses as to why this video is late when it should be done and ready to go by now before I have to go to work.
But we had all day yesterday. Just about. Just to show you the excuses that we make. It's not just her. That's the crazy part. I like this.
Yeah, me too.
There are a lot of bloopers. You guys may see me looking down and moving around. I have two cats.
One is down there.
One is very crazy and likes to unalive herself daily. And the other one just is really chill. The really chill one is somewhere minding her business. The one that wants to unalive herself is trying to impale herself with thumbtack that just fell. So you may meet them one day, voluntarily or involuntarily. It really does not. We don't know. Mm-hmm. We don't know. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling now that we've accomplished at least a bit, or you know what? Not even a bit. We accomplished a goal because we've done it.
It wasn't executed. I'm a perfectionist, so it wasn't executed to my standards. Like, I have no idea what I was going to say. Still don't know how this is going to end. I'm looking over here to see myself, and the camera's over here. You know, just little things that I would like to work on. I feel a little lighter now that we are 14 minutes into this video. Bloopers and all.
Keeping it in there.
It's easier to see this flesh out. You're distracting me.
Sorry.
Stop it.
Ignore me, y'all.
Yeah. That's the goal, right? We want to have these difficult conversations, even though this was just like a get to know you bit. We want to have these conversations that were considered difficult to talk about, taboo even, growing up in a minority Caribbean for you household. We can definitely dive into that a lot in later episodes.
Yes.
Our families. Yes. But you can't grow if you stay in your comfort zone. So here I am being very uncomfortable I'm gonna need a massage later. Thank you.
Got it. Now that I'm back, just so we are clear, lost my train of thought for like 2 seconds, and it's coming to me, but it's not at the train station yet. Thank you. Just so we're clear, we're definitely going to be having conversations. Sometimes just one of us at a time, or both of us together. It will never be both of us together all the time because we do live a busy life, and it does get really chaotic in here between the two of us, 2 cats, and my sister who is not here at the moment. But I want to thank you guys so far for even watching this far. If you guys have gotten this far, we will be trying to post at least maybe once a month at the beginning of the month. If we do post the first, so if like the 30th is coming, or in February like the 27th is coming, and y'all know the first is going to be like a few days away, and you haven't heard us say anything about a post or mention anything about what's next, please just hit us up. I don't mind you guys keeping us accountable. Also in the comments, if you can, or maybe DM us little tips and tricks that you think that may help us, for people that, you know, have been in this game a little bit longer than us and may have some tips.
Or any suggestions on topics, things y'all want to discuss, yes, or have us talk about. Like, we can have a little conversation. We will take all topic suggestions.
We will definitely have conversations about things that not everyone's going to be comfortable with. Yes. There's going to be a lot of opinions, and I'm okay with that. Because I do think that one day we may need to take a deep dive into how we were raised and the many different ways that, like, the things that she's learned and things that I've learned from her, things she's learned from me, based on the way that we were raised, that we were just like, that makes sense, but like, why didn't anybody teach us, kind of thing. And I know that we might have family members that are watching and just like, who are you talking about? Don't worry about it. Mind your business.
If the shoe fits.
Thank you. Just wear it. It's okay. It's okay. We will be laughing. There will be a lot of laughter, or we're at least going to try. I don't think we should enter out the bloopers, especially if our goal is to laugh at ourselves and learn to laugh at ourselves.
Oh, we're keeping these bloopers.
As long as it's like crazy good, right? If anything is crazy bad where, you know, blood is gushing out, then we're not doing that. I don't know. She just tried to impale herself with thumbtack. What do you think is going to happen next? We never know. That's just what I'm saying. We don't. I'm crazy. She's trying to be, but you know. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Be sure to share this with your friends.
Like, subscribe. We don't have all the pages yet.
Comments.
Yes. That too. Whatever they be saying at the end of these videos.
Yeah, y'all know what it is.
I don't know what they be saying at these videos. How do we wrap it up? I don't know how to wrap it up.
We haven't figured that part out yet.
We're gonna get there. The next one will be a little bit better.
Yeah. So at the end of it all, at the end of the day, thank you again for making it these 18 minutes. Thank you for joining us for our first podcast. We hope to see you guys soon. And as always, stay blessed.
Speak easy.